Hey everybody, welcome to TTT Urban Homestead. I know it's been a while, but I'm going to do a recording real quick tour of what's going on at TTT Urban Homestead. Made some changes this year. One of the things I did was I moved my onions to a more sunny location. So most of these are actually seed. I started them from seed. I did this a couple years ago, had really good success with the seed onions. So doing that again this year. Last year I bought like the bulbs from maybe Home Depot. They're actually pretty expensive. And anyway, so even with the seed, I'm noticing some bulbs coming out, actually starting to form. I have to find the one that I saw. These are all seed. Now these are bulbs. These here, the ones that are actually a little bit bigger. But I'm not seeing the bulbs form. This is one of the seeds right here, so you can actually see the bulb forming there. Alright, so onions and then garlic. So I got 3 bags of garlic. Just seeing how this is going to go. Pretty much started everything late. Alright, so in the area that I call the in-ground area, most last couple of years, last year I actually did vegetables, but I really didn't plan it out like I wanted to and had a little success. This year I actually used AI and sun location and things like that. So this year I've got, this is going to be the okra, and I've already got, I actually did the seeds in the ground for okra, and the seeds are popping up. I put like 2 in at each spot, and I got 2 rows, and they're probably about 12 inches apart. But that drip line actually is a 12 inch, so I wanted to base everything off of that drip line as much as I could. I am going to have sunflowers all down this fence line. This is the east, or the west, I'm sorry, the west. So this will get the most afternoon sun. So a little bit of shade in the afternoon is not going to hurt. It's probably going to help. And I'm doing more strategic pest control with marigolds. So I'm probably going to fill up this whole section with marigolds. I've already got some in. This is going to be the eggplant area. So I wanted an area where we could kind of walk down the middle and be able to deal with the plants. Alright, and there's another marigold over there on the back, so there's going to be marigolds on at least all 4 corners of each 8-foot section. So I've got one here. Actually, I'm going to fill this front area probably up. So I'll give you some pointers or something on the marigold pest control. It's more of a pest control than it is what they call, I forget the name of it. I'll put it in the video. It's where you attract pests with other plants and like a trap or something. And I don't believe too much in that, because if I put something in that's going to attract the pests that I don't want, to me it's kind of counterproductive. So I don't really too much believe in the trap plants. I like the pest control or the plants that actually attract predators like dill and marigold. And I'll give you a list of all the things that they attract, dill and marigold especially. So I do have now I cage everything up. When I first put something in the ground because we have cats, and anytime I dig somewhere, they like to come behind me and do their digging. So I put something around them so they're not digging out my plants. So here is a green bean area. So according to AI, and I'll show you the chart that I got, this is pretty much, it's not exactly the amount of rows or whatever, but this is the exact spot according to east, west, north, south, the sun, location, and stuff like that, that these plants will do the best. So we got rows of green beans. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of green beans. I do have some volunteer zinnia and marigold coming up. These down here are probably going to be red. We'll look at the video in a few weeks when they bloom. But most of these zinnia, I like the red zinnia. So got 1, 2, 3, 4 marigolds here. So the marigolds, they put out the smell that they put out is what keeps the bad insects away. So, and then there's some other things I'm going to do. I've been trying to go squash, and then I always get, the plant gets hit by the squash borer, which basically eats through the stem of the squash and kills the whole plant. Even if it looks, one day it'll look full grown, you might even have some squash on it growing, and then the next thing you know, the plant's just dead. So I got some things I'm going to do with squash, and I'm probably going to put them, maybe a couple squash right here, just maybe 2, because they need some space. And then I'm also going to use the bag method. So, all right. So moving up to, I had to repair this raised bed. If you look at any of my other videos, this corner was coming apart. So this is going to be this kind of, I used this the last couple of years for okra, but I'm going to give them a little more sun, so they're going to be over there. This is going to be more, I'm going to keep this, I'm going to make this a pepper area. And you notice I've got marigolds on all the corners. I'll probably add one in the middle. So I've got the peppers, just regular bell peppers in the back, which will get a little more shade in the afternoon. And I'm going to keep the jalapeno peppers in the front. They can take more heat and even dryness. So, okay, over here we've got Miss Mamba. Miss Mamba. Miss Mamba. Hey. Anyway, she don't want to talk now. She always wants to talk. All right, so we got some Swiss chard still producing, and I have kale here. This is still winter crops, and then collard greens, which have bolted. And so what it does is it produces, has the flower gets, it gets germinated, not germinated, pollinated, and then you end up with a little, it looks like a little tiny green bean or something. It's just it's a pod, a seed pod that comes out, and that's a lot of seeds. So even one little pod is enough seeds for what we need. Here's the strawberry area, and we've got strawberries here. So I need to get out here and pick. It's supposed to rain today. We've been in a drought probably for a month and a half. We haven't really had any rain. So irrigation is key. All right, and this area is normally I try to do the herb kind of an herb garden, and I still have some mint here, but I think it got killed off last summer because we ended up with a drought at the end of the summer, and this doesn't really have irrigation, so a lot of the mint, but it's coming back. I've been adding some water, but I want to kind of change around my herb setup. I'm probably going to do more bags with lemon balm, mint, peppermint, things like that. I kind of want to set it up and really start kind of harvesting it. And this is oregano. See if you notice it. It survived the winter, and I actually had two plants in here, or two sections. This one was kind of slow. It might have got hit by the drought, and then this one was doing pretty good. I ended up with some, I think these are poppies, the way, if you look at the flower, but this is something I planted last year. I had a bag or a seed envelope of wildflower stuff, and I'm pretty sure these are poppies. I've looked it up, and it says it's poppies. So, all right, to the back. All right, in the back. All right, I've created me a little area where I kind of move things that I'm working on, even seedlings to harden off and things like that. This is actually lemon balm, doing real well. I'm probably gonna just split this plant, make like 2 or 3 more bags. Paris Cos, thriving very well, even in the heat in Georgia. The Paris Cos survives the longest of all the lettuce and like the brassicas. So it actually survives. It doesn't bolt until, I'm hoping June, but I can keep growing, and I got more. I need to get these potted up. I got some dill down here, and of course more marigolds, and I got a whole nother rack of marigolds in the house, different types, and I'm gonna keep the marigolds. Like, if you look at this raised bed, I've got them also in the 4 corners. This front area is going to be, this front row is going to be green beans, and then I am going to put a row of peppers, probably mainly green peppers, just bell peppers, because it does get shade in the afternoon around 3 or 4, so that'll be good for them. Keeping of course, all the marigolds in the corners, and raised bag of tomatoes. So last year these were on the ground. These bags were on the ground, so I went ahead and put them up, and I want to try to keep them from getting splashed when it rains and things like that. These can be trellised up on the trellis. I can double trellis them, or single. Either one, I haven't really decided. Some of them, I'm probably going to try both and just see how they do. They do well in the 7-gallon bags. They don't do super great, but they do well. And we'll see. Last year I did 7-gallon bags, and we had lots of tomatoes. And I want to end up with 2. I want to do 2 rotations of tomatoes. So I'm going to replant. I'm going to have plants ready in probably July. So I'll start them in June, and then have another set of tomatoes. Because around here we just get hit with hornworms and different things, and you got to really keep an eye out. Last year I had pretty much half of my crop probably of tomatoes was wiped out because of hornworm, and I didn't get to it in time. So whatever reason, I didn't get to it, and they can wipe out a plant overnight. So marigolds. These are the yellow tomatoes. Carter really likes these. And so I'm doing, and I have reduced the amount. Usually I would fill this uh, raised bag system with like 7 bags, or about 7 bags. So I'm just doing 5 and giving them all a little space. These are like early tomatoes, they call them, and they've actually got some. Looks like they're gonna have some flowers coming out. I'm gonna let those go ahead and produce. I will be trellising these up on this, and I need my other rail on the other side, so I'm gonna double trellis probably every other one or something. So it'll be single trellis for some and double for others. Here's a not a collard green. This is a mustard green. Also been going to seed for a few weeks now. And as you can see, these are the seed pods. Plenty of seeds. These are actually volunteer. So I don't know what this purple flower, it might just be a weed. I don't know what it is. If anybody knows, let me know. But it is kind of neat, so I just left it. All right, blueberries, doing well. I got 2 plants. I've had them. This is the 3rd year. It produced last year, not a lot, but I'm just gonna keep this area going. All right, and then back here is a little bit of a change. This is gonna be the bush tomatoes. So bush tomatoes are like cherry tomatoes, Roma. But last year I've been using like 5 or 7 gallon bags for Romas, and I could see the roots just coming out, trying to come out. So I went ahead and bumped it up to 10 gallon bags for the Romas, and then I'm gonna have like a cage type setup here to keep the plant kind of as much under control as I can. And I definitely will try to do 2 rotations of these also, because once they produce that, they only produce like once and then they're done. So I have another set of those, and I do have some cherry tomatoes, but I don't have them out here. I might have to do another raised bag system to do some squash and like cherry tomatoes, so I might do something back there. Nothing in the greenhouse, not growing anything in here. I might put some seedlings out here, I don't know. I didn't do anything in the winter out here. I kept some of the plants in here to keep them kind of from freezing too bad. Another set of here's bagged strawberries, and there are some strawberries that I need to pick. All right, yeah, that's strawberries in the bags, and then we have I've been picking this, but I have about 1, 2, 3, I don't know, 6 or 7 spinach plants, and most of the seeds that I get for the stuff that I grow, actually, I collect the seeds, even the marigolds. So all the marigolds, the dill, I've got so much dill seed, I could shake it up. I could crush it up and make a shaker out of it. All right, so this is the cucumber area. And since they're more susceptible to all these different types of pests, I really included the pest control plants. So you got dill, marigolds, and then I got the line down the middle for the cucumbers, and then I have this netting, And I really like this netting because you can, it's just easier to deal with than fencing. And I gotta stretch it out a little more and tighten it up. It's not quite ready for that, but yep, looking good. And that's about it for now. Oh, I want to show you the blackberry. I want to show you the blackberry. I don't even want to look at the pool. We're not looking at the pool. I'm not doing nothing with that yet. I don't do that till end of May sometime. All right, so for a couple years, we were mowing this area, and I noticed like on the fence and out in the area here that we had berries. Okay, so I think they're probably raspberries, or I know they're probably raspberries the way they look now, but there's just so many of them now. We just let this area grow, and as you can see, this whole section is raspberries. So we're gonna keep this going. You got new shoots coming up, so I'm probably gonna just keep this going. I actually been watering over here some just to give it a little moisture. But I know most of these berry type plants, they grow on the edge of the woods and things like that, so they're okay with afternoon shade. But these plants are just all over the place. So anyway, this is going to be our berry area over here as far as raspberries, stuff like that. I mean, there's just so many of them. Okay. All right. Well, let me try to make it short, but I might cut some out. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. Click the like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.